You'd think that at 94, standing tall would be a thing of the past. That legs would give in, that stairs would become enemies, that walking across the room might feel like crossing a mountain. But here's the twist. Even at 94, some people still move freely and confidently, thanks to one simple, overlooked vitamin. No pills with fancy names, no complicated exercises, just one natural nutrient that quietly supports what matters most. Your strength, your stability, your freedom to move. As we age, we don't just get older, we lose muscle, especially in our legs. And when your legs start to weaken, everyday life becomes a challenge. Standing up, climbing stairs, taking a walk. It's not just tiring, it's frustrating, sometimes even scary. And the statistics don't lie. 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls every year. Not because they're careless, but because their legs can no longer hold them the way they used to. The good news? This isn't something you're powerless against. There's one essential vitamin that helps you keep your legs strong, stable, and resilient well into your 70s, 80s, even 90s. Without it, muscles weaken faster, balance slips, independence fades. But with the right amount, you could protect your ability to stand tall and live on your own terms for years to come. So what is this humble but powerful vitamin? And why do so many of us miss it just when we need it most? Let's take a closer look. Most people think of vitamin D as the bone health vitamin. And yes, plays a role there. But what's often overlooked is how essential it is for muscle strength, balance, and mobility, especially as we age. Studies have shown that low levels of vitamin D are directly linked to muscle weakness, poor balance, and a higher risk of falling. For seniors, that combination isn't just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. In fact, a study published by the Journal of the American Geriatric Society revealed something powerful. Older adults who take vitamin D supplements are 23% less likely to suffer from falls than those who don't. Another clinical study, this one from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, found that low vitamin D levels are associated with weaker leg muscles and slower walking speeds in seniors. Why? Because without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium, and over time both your bones and your muscles begin to deteriorate. Here's a number that might surprise you. Nearly half of all people over 80 suffer from sarcopenia, an age-related loss of muscle mass, and that process can accelerate dramatically when vitamin D is lacking. To put it simply, if you want to stay active, avoid falls, and keep your legs strong and steady, vitamin D isn't optional. It's essential. So how many older adults are actually lacking in vitamin D? The answer may surprise you or even alarm you. According to recent studies, over 60% of seniors have insufficient levels of vitamin D. That's not a small group. That's the majority. This silent deficiency is doing more harm than people realize. Data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey shows that falls and serious fractures are twice as common in seniors with low vitamin D levels. And the consequences are real loss of mobility, long hospital stays, and for some, a permanent decline in independence. On the flip side, studies in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that women over 65 who take vitamin D supplements are 22% less likely to suffer from hip fractures, one of the most debilitating injuries in old age. The New England Journal of Medicine adds another warning. As we age, our bodies produce less vitamin D from sunlight, making deficiency even more likely, especially for those who don't spend much time outdoors. Vitamin D isn't just about bones, it's also essential for keeping your immune system resilient, supporting healthy muscle function, helping your body absorb calcium effectively. Yet despite how critical it is, most people still don't get enough. And often the body whispers the warning signs long before the damage becomes visible. Feeling unsteady on your feet? It could be more than just aging. One of the most common and overlooked signs of vitamin D deficiency is muscle weakness. If your legs often feel shaky, unstable, or just don't have the strength they used to, especially when standing up or walking low, vitamin D might be the silent culprit. This weakness isn't just inconvenient, it puts you at risk. Poor muscle strength makes it harder to stay balanced. And for many seniors, that leads to frequent falls, sometimes with serious consequences. But that's not the only red flag. Aching bones, especially in your legs, joints, or lower back, can also signal a vitamin D shortfall. Why? Because vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, and when levels are too low, your bones can become more fragile, inflamed, and prone to discomfort. There's more. Slow healing wounds could be another quiet clue. Without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to repair tissue efficiently, which can raise your risk of infection and delay recovery from even minor cuts or scrapes. And then there's the cramping. If you're waking up at night with leg cramps or spasms, your muscles may be crying out for help. Vitamin D helps regulate muscle contractions. Without it, cramping can become more frequent and painful, even disrupting your sleep and movement throughout the day. If any of these symptoms feel familiar, it's worth speaking to your healthcare provider. A simple blood test can check your vitamin D levels, and from there, it's easy to take action before the damage becomes worse. Let's talk solutions. If your vitamin D levels are low, the good news is it's easy to turn things around. Your doctor may suggest a few changes: a better diet, spending more time outdoors, or adding a daily supplement. And sometimes, all three work best together. 1. Sunlight. Your body's natural vitamin D generator. There's a reason they call it the sunshine vitamin. When your bare skin is exposed to sunlight, the body naturally produces vitamin D. But as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight, which makes deficiency more common, even if we spend time outside. Try to get 20-30 minutes of sunlight, 3 to 4 times a week. The best time? Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when the sun is at its strongest. Of course, if you live in a cloudy region or during long winters, that's easier said than done. In those cases, a vitamin D lamp designed to mimic natural sunlight may help stimulate production indoors. 2. Eat more vitamin D-rich foods. Food alone might not give you all the vitamin D you need, but it helps. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna are some of the richest sources. For example, just 3.5 ounces of salmon can give you around 570 IU of vitamin D, nearly your full daily dose. Other helpful foods include egg yolks, about 40 IU per yolk. Dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese, especially if fortified with vitamin D. Mushrooms, the only plant-based food that naturally produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, a great option for vegetarians. Still, even with the best diet, many older adults may struggle to meet their needs from food alone. 3. Consider a high-quality vitamin D supplement. When food and sunlight aren't enough, a supplement is the most reliable solution. The recommended daily intake depends on your age. 600 IU for adults aged 50 to 70, 800-2000 IU for adults over 70. Look for vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. It's more effective and better absorbed than D2. Because it's fat-soluble, always take it with a meal that includes healthy fats for best absorption. And remember, before starting any new supplement, check with your healthcare provider. They can help you find the right dosage and ensure it aligns with your individual health needs. Did you know your body needs magnesium to activate vitamin D? It's true, no matter how much vitamin D you're getting from food, sunlight, or supplements, your body can't use it properly without enough magnesium. Think of magnesium as the key that turns the engine on. Without it, vitamin D just sits in your system, underperforming. That's why it's so important to include magnesium-rich foods in your daily routine. Some of the best sources include whole grains like brown rice and oats, leafy greens like spinach and kale, Nuts and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds. If your diet falls short, a magnesium supplement might be worth considering, especially if you're already supplementing with vitamin D. Together, magnesium and vitamin D are a powerful team. When combined, they can boost bone density, support muscle strength, and improve overall mobility, helping you stay active and independent as you age. How long does it take to notice the difference? If your vitamin D levels are starting low, it won't happen overnight. But the results when they come are subtle, steady, and deeply rewarding. In as little as 2 weeks, many people begin to notice fewer muscle cramps and a gentle return of energy. After 1 month, the legs start to feel stronger, and walking feels more stable, more confident. And after 3 consistent months, the changes can be profound. Better bone density, stronger muscles, and a significantly lower risk of falling. Science backs this up. Seniors who take vitamin D regularly over 3 to 6 months report 31% fewer falls, 35% stronger muscles, and up to a 40% reduction in fracture risk. Not because they're doing anything extraordinary, just because they made vitamin D a part of their daily life. That's the real key. Consistency. Not bursts of effort, but small, lasting habits. Taking care of your legs isn't just about movement, it's about independence, dignity, and the quiet confidence of knowing you can get up, walk, and live freely. So what can you do, starting today? Start by spending 20 to 30 minutes in the sunlight, 3 to 4 times a week, especially around midday. Add more vitamin D-rich foods to your plate. Salmon, tuna, eggs, mushrooms, and fortified milk or yogurt. If needed, take a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement anywhere from 800 to 2,000 IUs a day, especially if you're over 70. And don't forget magnesium. It helps your body absorb and activate the vitamin D you're working so hard to build up. Finally, speak to your doctor and check your levels from time to time. It's a simple blood test, but the information it gives you can change your future. Because staying strong isn't about luck or genetics. It's about action, quiet, intentional action that adds up over time. So, are you getting enough vitamin D?